Welcome to the Healthy Nature Show on KHNC 1360 AM on your dial. This is New Genesis Health Green Herb coming to you weekly. I'm Linda. The local phone number for the New Genesis Health Green Herb store in Wheat Ridge is 303-421-9900 and toll-free 1-888-765-4372. We're located at 4565 Kipling Street in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. That is south of I-70, north of 44th on the mountainside of Kipling. We have Dr. Mike Cass, beloved and well-known and very effective chiropractor, and he also does acupuncture in the better way than I've ever had it done before by anyone else. He's been with us 18-plus years. We have muscle activation technique with Patrick. We do make our own supplements, and I can't say enough about these supplements. It's very rare to find supplements that you can bet your bottom dollar that they were created in the old-fashioned way with small batches, no friction heat, hands-on siftings and inspections. We don't just accept what comes in the back door. It gets inspected about 5 different times. And they're just the freshest ingredients without any fillers whatsoever. And right now there's a lot of sickness going around. I'm hearing of stomach virus. For that, you would need the Vir-L-II, which is got herbs in it that help to address those particular kinds of bugs that come against us. And then we are also experiencing a great shift in respiratory bugs and things that are making people sick, sneezing, coughing, stuffy noses. And I think, it's a good time, even if you haven't heard of us or haven't got it on your shelf, get the Nutri CFC. That stands for cough, flu, and cold. And it's something that you can use to just help yourself. The herbs that are in there have been traditionally used for centuries for immune issues and respiratory issues. The thing that we added to it several years ago that was new to the formula was the concentrated black elderberry extract, which is sold over the counters as sambucus or sambucol or whatever. But this is just the extract without, you don't have to worry about drinking it. It's just in Nutri CFC. And the Immune One, which used to be called Vir-L-I, it does address all kinds of upper respiratory issues. It also is good to help heal, say, if you've got a bad tooth or if you've got breakouts on your skin, even acne. The herbs in there actually help you to heal yourself. The other thing I'd like to mention, because I'm hearing so many people coming in stuffy, is that Syn Clear. Syn Clear opens and drains, and Syn Clear Plus opens and dries. So I usually don't think it's wise to open and drain at night when you're going to bed, because you don't want that draining down into your bronchial tubes and, giving you a worse infection there, or bronchitis or something. But the Syn Clear Plus at night helps you open and dry that up. Sometimes it's too dry. You can take a small dose and try it out. But between these few products here, you can probably overcome that sickness. A lot of people, if you've seen us and you've been coming to the herb for a long time, you've got the System Boost. System Boost is herbs that are really good to help you get over things, to bolster your immune. And we suggest you do that all with a really good diet and avoid the sugar. A lot of people just rush right to the orange juice as soon as they start feeling stuffy. But you got to look at milligrams per serving of sugar, even on orange juice. And I was raised in Florida, so I really love orange juice. But it's a little different thing. I could tell you citrus stories, a lot of them. But we used to just pick ours off the tree, and they weren't quite as sweet as what the juices are these days. There's a lot of changing those seeds, and as well as any other kind of thing that we're eating and drinking. Our food chain is actually at risk, and I think everybody that I talk to knows that. So anyway, I'd like to discuss if you've got supplements already and they're good supplements, I'm not usually going to say don't take those, because I don't think we're the only bird in the tree, but I do believe that we've got the best that you can possibly find. But if you've got products and you want to learn how to read the labels, you can actually call us and get a list of things to avoid on your labels, or better than that, come in and do a profile workup, get your blood looked at, bring your supplements with you, bring everything with you, your doctor's reports, and then you fill out a paper, and then we help you, give you information so that you can get on a good diet and drink enough of the right kind of water. And, the supplements that we have are just primo. So I can't say enough good things about our products. I remember 30 years ago when I was first introduced to them, I was just totally amazed. And I didn't expect much, because I'd been around a long time with people who were natural people. My folks, we, lived off the land virtually and didn't really take any drugs at all. And then back that long ago and before that, I had started having some allergies, and I'm so super sensitive to medications across the counter, even for those that would just taking a little dose of Sudafed syrup or Triminic or something like that would just put me to sleep, and I couldn't dare risk it because I had little children. So what I had learned was just bear it, grin and bear it, keep my face and hands clean, don't touch the cat, all those kinds of things that you do when you don't want to suffer and you are suffering. So anyway, somebody brought me samples of some of these products. There were just a few of them back then, and we were working with an herbologist, and the one that we ended up calling Allergy, which is now Breathe Ease, because the FDA didn't like the name Allergy, so we switched that over. Somebody brought me a sample of that, and lo and behold, I took 1 or 2 capsules, but in a short time I didn't have any symptoms, and I thought, well, that just went away, and I didn't think it was working because I didn't feel anything negative, no negative side effects at all.
Hi, I'm Alan with the Green Herb, and today I want to talk about oxidative stress. Now, this is a fancy term for aging. Aging has origins with inflammation, and we all have problems with certain parts of our body. So give us a call, and let's discuss how to reduce inflammation, and we will give you a copy of our latest longevity study. That's 303-421-9900. That's 303-421-9900.
Welcome back to the Healthy Nature Show on KHNC 1360 AM on your dial. This is New Genesis South Green Herb, and I'm Linda. The local number, 303-421-9900. Outside the area, 1-888-765-4372. Located at 4565 Kipling Street in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. I want to remind you that we've been in business over 30 years. We've seen every kind of device, every kind of pill, every kind of miracle come down the pike that you can imagine, and we have stuck to our guns. It's been difficult because sometimes people wave a lot of money at you, and they make such claims that a lot of people can be brought into that kind of way of thinking, and they get fooled, and then that disappears because it didn't work. So don't be fooled into thinking health care can be sustained or achieved by some sort of machine. There's a lot of claims being made by a lot of people out there, and unfortunately, most of them are in it for the money, and they've got something that they think is great, I'm sure, or in the back of their mind they know better. Recently, I've heard of several other devices, and there's one that you can, there's a device that you can get in with music and light and 369 or sacred geometry shape, which is numerology, and the claims on that are out of control. There is nothing that you can find that will do all of those things, not even our stuff. I mean, it's just not even possible. So I wanted to read some of these claims because I'm pretty distraught that people are going to be drawn into that and think that they're going to get this kind of healing. Now, you know that we believe that we've got the best herbal formulas anywhere, but I can tell you there's not one of them that you can take by itself that's going to do all the things that you need, because each human body is so fearfully and wonderfully made and so differently made, and has had so many things come against each of us for so many years, and who we are today is a result of our rearing, our birth place, our doctoring, our food chain, our water, all kinds of things play in, especially even stress. So if you get somebody telling you that every bit of this can be healed, PTSD, cancer, inflammation such as gout, mental and emotional stress, concussions, epilepsy, lowers body temperature, stimulates spleen and white blood cells, slows down overactive heart, alleviates melancholy, hysteria, delusions, and alcohol and drug addictions, heals grief and alleviates depression, eases chronic fear, improves social confidence, creates joyfulness, builds and stimulates liver function, creates creative thinking and enthusiasm, stimulates lungs, respiration and digestion, relieves muscle cramps and spasms, stimulates thyroid and stomach, creates bone growth, helps heal bruises, stimulates the production of milk and mammary glands, helps with skin problems, detoxifies the mind and body, speeds up digestion, facilitates peace, love, and harmony, and helps with forgiveness, can assist in balancing the hormones, helps eliminate ulcers, strengthens the nervous system, blah, blah, blah. And I'll tell you, there's no way that getting into a device or even standing on some vibrational plate or even getting in something like we have the far infrared booth there at the Green Herb that is great. It heats up your temperature and you sit in it, and it's really cheap. We just utilize that as part of something that people want to have when they're trying to get detoxed and cleansed. But if anybody makes these kinds of claims to you about getting into a device, standing on something, or holding something, you're being fooled. And don't buy into that. And there's no way anything like this, laying in something for a while, can give you the benefits of running 4 to 18 miles a day, 6 days a week, and all these kinds of the kinds of claims that are being out there today just astonish me. During the 30 years that we've been in business, I don't think a month goes by, maybe 2 months sometimes, but very rarely does anything go by that any time for a long time, a period of time, that we don't hear of some kind of claims being made on some kind of machine that's going to heal everything, and you don't have to do a thing. Just go pay the money, get in it, get on it, get hooked up to it. There's some that, you hold in your hand, these little electrodes, and there's some that you sit in, there's some that you lay in, there's some that you, but whatever, it's almost like we as human beings don't want to pay the price for changing our diet, for drinking the right kind of water, for being responsible about what we put in our mouth food-wise and supplement-wise. And it's so important to do that research. If you want to get a list of things to avoid in your supplements, you can call the Green Herb. And, like I said earlier, better yet, call and get a blood test for yourself. The blood test does tell you what your body is calling for that day and has been for a while. I mean, it's not that everything that we see in your blood is going to be something that occurred in the last day or two. It's usually a stream of time and what has been going on in your body. And a lot of times we get people that are so desperate, they don't know which way to turn. They've been to the doctor and they've spent their insurance and they've gotten no help. And the doctor has often said, you're incredibly healthy, you're fine, there's nothing wrong. And then if you're insistent too much, too long, and you get down about it, you might get prescribed an antidepressant. And, definitely that's the wrong way to go. But you can look at your blood and figure out what's going on. And that's why we just encourage you so much to come in and get a live blood cell analysis. It's one of the most worthwhile things you can do for your health that I know of. And I've been, like I say, in this business in particular for 30 years, but studying nutrition since I was a kid. I had a teacher that tried to well, she didn't try to force me, but she greatly encouraged me to try to become a nurse. And as I was in classes for that, I had to bail because I could not do lab. I can't do the things that you have to do in lab to human parts, and seeing the little babies come in and the different kinds of things that you would see in a lab wasn't something that I was strong enough to do, and I admit it. Welcome back to the last little bit of the Healthy Nature Show. We have cut this show down to 30 minutes. This is New Genesis Health Green Herb coming to you weekly on KHNC. The local number, 303-421-9900, and toll-free 888-765-4372. We're located at 4565 Kipling Street in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. That is south of I-70, north of 44th, on the mountainside of Kipling. Remember, there's always an answer for your health. I want to go back to ingredients and supplements. If your capsule, for instance, is 650 milligram capsule, and the active ingredients add up to 300, you have to remember that the rest is filler. So, the paper that I mentioned, the first part of the show, it says you're trying to avoid bad ingredients added to your supplements. And so it lists quite a few things, and we'll be happy to share that with you if you want one mailed to you, or, that will come in your package when you get your blood test done. And, we just are here for the people. We've always been here for the people. We have always had integrity and not gone off on every direction that comes down the pike, but trying to stick to the herbal formulas that really work from actually longer than 30 years ago. These things have been, I've got a book that was out of print in the 80s that I refer to a lot, and it's got a lot of the same sort of combinations, only ours are not just combined. Ours are actually formulated, and we've got a guy that's been doing this for over 30 years, and he's very experienced and runs the plant in the back and knows exactly what he's doing. Everything's done so clean and so precisely, and what they are is, when you say formulate, it's almost like a cake recipe where you might mix these ingredients and those ingredients. Some of them have to sit for 12 hours, some for 24, and then when you put it all together, you've got a formulation, more like a recipe than just dumping a combination of ingredients together. And that's, I know most of you realize that plants have oils, because there's several companies around now that are oil companies, and all kinds of oils for your health. And we use a few of those at the Green Herb, and we also have been using the tea tree oils for, many, many, many years. I'm thinking probably 25 years. We met the Thursday plantation people from Australia at a big show down in Tennessee back in the day. Same time I met Dr. Crook. And I've got one of his books that he signed, and is very valuable to me because he and his partner, Orient Trust, were the first ones that did research on what in the world was happening to health, especially since they were pediatricians. They were interested in what was happening to children's health. And so they realized that it had changed with the advent of antibiotics. So at that point, they did tons of research. It's in their books, the referrals to the research, and they wrote the first book on Candida, and the yeast connection was the number one, and Dr. Trust wrote his own, more geared toward medical professionals. It's a little bit more difficult of a read. But Dr. Crook's works are always for the layman, and I suggest you might want to get one and read it. You guys are the salt of the earth. I appreciate you so much for listening to me. It just seems like a short show anymore, doesn't it? But get a lot of information out there. God bless you.